Great job, team, but we're not done yet. Carols need coordinating.
Brad.
Light bulbs need checking.
Brad.
And we need stories from our spirit reporters.
Brad, we're not alone. Merry Christmas Eve. I'm Jennie Montgomery.
And I'm Brad Means. Tonight, we're elves from the North Pole's Spirit Division, tasked with boosting the levels of holiday cheer here in the greater Augusta area.
Right now, our handy cheerometer is sitting at silent night. To make sure Christmas morning is as merry as possible, we need to hit holly jolly before Santa Claus comes to town.
That reminds me, our Chief of Cheer Strategies, Jenna Petracci, and Merriment Analyst, Miller Hyatt, are tracking Santa's progress. Guys, when can we expect the big man himself?
Merry Christmas Eve. I am Chief Cheer Strategies, Jenna Petracci.
And I'm Merriment Analyst, Miller Hyatt. And right now we are at our headquarters in the North Pole.
That's right. Look at this beautiful Christmas scene. It is cold up there. We stay here for Christmas Eve night while Santa is flying all around the world on his sleigh, delivering gifts to all the nice little girls and boys. But while we are here, Merriment Analyst Miller Hyatt and I are able to track Santa's location for you.
That's right, Chief Cheer Strategies, Jenna Petracci. Santa is actually really close to us. He's in Huntsville, Alabama.
Wow, let's take a look at where Huntsville is on the map. It's actually really close to the East Coast where we are around Augusta, Georgia. So he's super close by, and you may be thinking he's going to stay in the South, but no, he goes all the way up to Seattle next.
That's right. Next he's going to Seattle, and after that, he's flying across the sea to Madrid, Spain.
Isn't that crazy, Miller? He goes all the way across the Atlantic Ocean to a different country, so he doesn't really have a very normal track. He likes to just go all over the place. So it looks like he actually really likes Madrid, Spain, and he may be staying there for a little while. So while we're here, let's take a look at what the forecast is over there in Madrid, Spain.
Yeah, Jenna, that is going to be a cold forecast for those in Spain. 25 degrees with snow showers, and that's a perfect white Christmas for them over there.
Yeah, it looks like they have a really nice white Christmas, not like what we're having where we live in Augusta, Georgia, Miller, but let's also take a look at some of these cool photos.
That's right, we actually have some viewer photos of the snow in Spain. Oh, look at this cute little dog photo.
Oh, you can see the snow flurries on his head. And we have more viewer photos of snow in Russia. Check this out. Santa was actually spotted in Charleston, South Carolina earlier. It would be awesome if maybe we could see him here too.
That's right, we will have to see, but as you know, before Santa comes, you want to make sure you leave out milk and cookies for him. Also leave some of those reindeer food, especially for Rudolph. You know, he gets hungry and he loves Christmas lights, so make sure you turn those on. Most importantly, remember to get some good night's sleep before Santa arrives.
Yeah, you never want to be awake while Santa arrives at your house, so make sure you go into bed, and when you wake up in the morning, you'll see a lot of presents under the tree. Well, that's all we have for now, but stay with us because we will have an update on Santa's track again soon.
Thanks a lot, team. We'll check back with you later. But first, we've got to get these cheer levels up.
You know, Brad, nothing gets me in the Christmas spirit like a good hayride.
A hayride? Jenny, I think you meant sleigh ride.
Nope, I mean a hayride, but not just any hayride. This one helps you reflect on the true meaning of Christmas by taking you through the life of Jesus.
Now I see what you're talking about. A local church offered this unique experience to the community earlier this month, and WJBF photojournalist Ricky Jones was there to capture it.
For the past 23 years, Sharon Baptist Church has been putting on a hayride through the life of Christ. This interactive event takes you through the full life of Jesus, including his birth on Christmas, his crucifixion on Calvary, and his resurrection.
We thought that there had to be a way to, take the gospel and share the gospel in the hayride experience. Of course, we told the traditional Christmas story, but Jesus did more than just come as a babe in a manger. He also lived a sinless life. He also, died as the sacrificial lamb that takes away the sins of the world. And of course, he defeated death so that we can have life. And so we wanted to kind of capture all of that and, use this time of year to do that, just so that we could see that God is Emmanuel.
The 13 scenes of the hayride paint a vivid picture of the life of Jesus Christ by having storytellers from different points of Jesus' life. Those include the wise men giving gifts to Jesus as a newborn, the man who Jesus healed of leprosy, and the Roman soldier who had a change of heart after sending Jesus to be crucified. The final scene of the hayride is when a member of Sharon gets to tell their testimony on how they came to know Christ. For one couple at Sharon, the hayride signals a significant time of year.
This is our third year playing Mary and Joseph. It's a great blessing to be able to do this with our church. Our church family comes together.
In addition to the hayride, there's also music and fellowship and a kids' corner with arts and crafts while you wait your turn.
The hayride takes everyone in Sharon Baptist Church. Everyone in Sharon Baptist Church is invested, involved somewhere, whether they are a character, which is obviously most obvious, or they're serving the hot chocolate, or they're managing the line, or they're greeting people out in the parking lot. It really takes everyone at Sharon Baptist Church to be involved some way in the hayride.
It's an amazing experience, and I told our pastor last night, I said, I don't know how anybody could ride through this hayride and experience what they experience and not want a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ, because that's the big reason that we do this, to glorify Him through everything that we do in this hayfield. And that's why we come together, and it's just a blessing to be able to do it.
In Grovetown, Ricky Jones Jr., WJBF News Channel 6.
Jenny, the meter is starting to perk up.
I told you hayrides work.
Oh, I bet if we sang some songs or had a few Christmas trees, it would really move the dial.
What if I told you they found a way to combine both over at Abilene Baptist Church?
Well, I'd say it sounds like holiday magic.
Well, stick around and we'll show you how the singing Christmas tree lights up the season right after this. A big tradition in the Augusta area is the singing Christmas tree at Abilene Baptist Church in Martinez.
Oh, wait, so this singing Christmas tree is not like Frosty the Snowman, a magical tree that comes to life and belts out carols?
La 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 la.
Not quite, Brad, but it's just as full of life. Imagine nearly 200 singers, musicians, and cast members coming together to put on an unforgettable Christmas concert in a ginormous tree.
Well, now I'm curious. Let's take a look at what makes this tradition so special every year.
We're super excited to have the dress rehearsal. So we call this the attended dress rehearsal. As you can see tonight, folks show up to watch it as we kick off the 45th annual Abilene Baptist Church Singing Christmas Tree.
You are as bad as my choir.
The church has been doing it for 45 years.
Yeah, I don't know that was so good.
Folks around the area grew up going and coming and seeing the Abilene Baptist Church Singing Christmas Tree. In the orchestra,
Doesn't that make you want to celebrate Christmas every day?
Well, lucky for us, I just got a postcard from Kim Vickers, and she's found a place where they do just that.
We're elves, Brad. We know all about the North Pole.
Oh, this is much closer than you think, Jenny. It's a little place in Toombs County, and the town is called Santa Claus.
Once upon a time, in a land not so far away, there was a tiny town in Georgia called Santa Claus. It was started in 1941 by a jolly farmer named Calvin Green.
Originally, it was Farmer Green. He was the one that had a little pecan orchard and a stand. In order to bring, or what he was trying to sell his pecans, that's how the whole city started. He was trying to bring people in, so therefore what better place to call it than Santa Claus.
The mayor of the village is Danita Bowen. Her father was the third mayor of the town. She says many people don't even know Santa Claus, Georgia exists.
I knew when I was living in Augusta and I worked in Aiken, I knew my previous boss, he was like, "So where are you from?" And I'm like, "Santa Claus." And he was like, "No, really, where are you from?" And I'm like, "Santa Claus." And he goes, "You're kidding me." I was like, "No, I'm not." I'm like, "I'm from Santa Claus, Georgia."
Santa Claus is a small but magical place with a city hall, a community center, and a welcome center. People travel from all around to come and see the little town.
I think a week or so ago we had someone, I think they said from Finland, someone from Liverpool, England. I've had one a couple of weeks ago that was from Canada. So they all over the states, even across the sea, somehow or another they find us.
People send thousands of Christmas cards to Santa Claus every year, where the city secretary, Sue Grisham, works very hard to add a little something special to each and every one.
We stamp their Christmas cards to send out to their friends and relatives. We don't have a post office. Lots of people think we have a post office. We do not have a post office. We have a stamp that I stamp on the card that has the postage on it already. We have to have the stamps on it to go out to wherever you want it to go.
City Hall is decorated for Christmas all year long, and even the streets have festive names.
I live on Reindeer Street. We have like Noel, Sleigh, Dancer, Rudolph Way.
My job, as I say, I get to play in the middle of the street all the time because it's 25 December Drive. The office is in the middle of the street.
Many children think Grisham is Mrs. Claus, and she gets phone calls for jolly old St. Nick all the time.
I have parents call me because the kids are not being good, or parents call me to let me know that their children are being very good, or the little kids call to let me get their wish list.
She even gets calls from teachers too.
I had a teacher call me from Jacksonville, and she said she was a daycare, and she had 20 little kids, and she was letting them she had me on speakerphone, let them tell me what they wanted for Christmas. And they said, "And so what does Miss Julie want?" They said, "Tom Brady." I said, "Oh my gosh."
When you visit Santa Claus, you can spend some quiet time in its beautiful gardens and chapel. And inside the town's Welcome Center is a museum where boys and girls can learn all about Santa Claus, Georgia. They can even take home a reminder of their visit. You'll see why the people of Santa Claus love to live there.
Pretty much everybody knows everybody and gets along. It's that kind of a Mayberry RFD kind of feel.
I just love it. I love the excitement of Christmas. I love people. That's a big help in my job. I love people because we have all kinds of people come in here.
And before you leave, make sure to take a picture at the welcome sign or even get a selfie with an Elfie. In Santa Claus, Kim Vickers, WJBF News Channel 6.
Isn't this exciting? The cheerometer is almost a holly jolly.
Oh my goodness, we've got one more trick up our sleeves, and it's a Christmas tradition that just might do it. Stay with us for a twist on a classic poem that'll hit close to home next.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us on this Christmas Eve night. Once again, I am Chief Cheer Strategies, Jenna Petracci.
And I'm Merriment Analyst Miller Hyatt. We are all the way up in the North Pole tracking Santa for you. Before we get to his track, though, we wanted to tell you some fun facts about Santa, starting with his full name. Did you know it's St. Nicholas?
Wow, what a cool name he has, but Santa is a lot easier to say, so that's why we just call him Santa. And did you also know he never dies? He is actually nearly 2,000 years old. He also never retires. He is working all the time, even when it's not Christmas. He's always making toys with his elves. And then, of course, once we get to Christmas Eve night, he makes 842 stops all around the world. But luckily, he has a lot of help with making the gifts from elves like us. He also has all his reindeer that help get him from place to place super quickly.
That's right, Jenna, and like I mentioned earlier, Santa loves Christmas lights. Lucky for him, he is getting to see a ton of them in Macon, Georgia at the Christmas Light Extravaganza.
That is so cool. Look at all of those beautiful Christmas lights, Miller. And Macon is really close to us. Like we talked about earlier, he was spotted in Charleston and he made a stop in Huntsville, Alabama. So he hasn't gotten to Augusta yet, but he sure is getting close. But before he gets to Augusta, as we mentioned, he's currently in Macon, but he is going to stay in Georgia next. His next stop will be Santa Claus, Georgia, which is an awesome little Christmas town. This may be his favorite place ever. Here's a picture of this merry little town.
That is so cute, Jenna, and I love that name too. So I know what you're all wondering. When on earth will Santa come to Augusta?
Yeah, that is what we are all waiting for. Well, I have some bad news. We still have a while to go. Santa usually gets to Augusta around 4:30 in the morning. Wait a minute. I hear something on our roof.
Wow, that is loud. I wonder what that could be. Could it be Rudolph and all of his Santa's reindeer?
No way. It looks like Santa decided to make a surprise early visit to Augusta. Miller, this is so exciting. Well, I guess it looks like our job is done here. You may get to see Santa, maybe before we even get past midnight. We hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and enjoy seeing Santa and wake up to a lot of fun gifts.
Merry Christmas.
Whew. You know, one of my favorite holiday traditions, Christmas Eve, is to read a Christmas story before heading off to bed.
I hope that book is in large print, Brad. We don't have time for a long story.
A big book for big surprises, Jenny. This is 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, except one of the elves at News Channel 6 added a little extra hometown flair.
Gather round, for tonight we share it with you.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the town, no creature would get on up, not even James Brown. Stockings were hung in each home with care, knowing St. Nicholas might be out there somewhere.
Downtown was quiet. Broad Street was still. The tree was aglow. The night air was chill. Then came a loud crack that broke the calm sky like a boom in the park on the 4th of July.
The moonlit savannah shone bright and serene, illuminating landmarks with a magical sheen, when what from the sky should suddenly appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer.
The little old driver was so lively and quick. Who else could it be? Of course, it's St. Nick. He gazed at our town, both familiar and pretty. He was glad to be back in the good old Garden City.
He guided his sleigh with a charming grin, brightening the night as his work did begin. Through the CSRA, Santa did roam, bringing joy to each heart and each festive home.
To Aiken, to Evans, to Jackson and Harlem, from Edgefield to Grovetown, nothing could stall him. From Fort Eisenhower to the glow of Plant Vogel, the deer were all dashing and the sleigh was quite mobile.
He brought dolls and trains and bright model rockets, stuffed animals snug for small hands and pockets. For ball players dreaming of springtime brackets, he left brand new bats for the Augusta Green Jackets.
With his magical touch, he spread out decor, wrapping the city in Christmas galore. He hung ribbons and lights upon every ridge and a curtain of bells by the Olive Road Bridge.
He astounded and bounded from every rooftop, checking his list off at every last stop. And to ensure that his journey was rational, he consulted his map while over the National.
With a glimpse of the clubhouse, his eyes fill with glee. This course is too tempting, even for me. So he and the reindeer, including Rudolph, managed to squeeze in a quick round of golf.
He made one last stop at our humble news station to receive a small token of our admiration. It wasn't the cookies we offered at all. Instead, it was the Freddy bobblehead doll.
He let out a laugh, that jolly old fella, for he knew it was hard to win an umbrella. And then left a note for the anchors to find. Keep spreading good news of the holiday kind.
Then back to his sleigh, St. Nick gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But you could hear him exclaim as he soared out of sight,
"Merry Christmas, Augusta, and to all a good night. Ho, 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 ho."
We did it! It'll be a holly jolly Christmas for sure.
I guess we'll be heading back to the North Pole soon, but first, thank you for joining us in spreading a little joy to the CSRA. From local traditions to tracking the jolly old elf, we hope to have made tonight both merry and bright.
And speaking of Santa, kids, you best be getting to bed, because you know who might be stopping by any moment with a sack full of toys. On behalf of all of us at News Channel 6, we wish you a very Merry Christmas.